So, how are you at making decisions? Do you make them quick, slow? Do you change your mind? Do you think about it? Do you stall out? Do you give yourself a time frame? What criteria do you put? Do you invite everybody and their brother to have an opinion of what the decision is you're trying to make? Do you stick your finger to the wind and see, which way is the wind blowing? That'll tell me what the decision is. Well, Henry Ford is known to make really quick decisions and change them slowly. So much so that the Model T Ford, which is supposedly the ugliest car in the world — I am not a car person, so if I've offended you, please forgive me. But what they said is that they wanted him to change that design a whole lot faster, and he stubbornly, oftentimes just pure obstinately, would not change his mind. And yet the note of that is that he accumulated great wealth and had great impact. Now, as I'm looking at the 12 principles, of Think and Grow Rich, this week's principle that I'm studying is decision making. And that's the number one thing that I got out of it, is that the thing that trips people up is that procrastination, that they just can't quite pull the trigger and make up their mind. The second thing that I thought was really interesting was that these people who are making decisions are taking a calculated risk. They have great courage. If you think of the greats who have really influenced and impacted our culture, and that ability to make the decision, take the risk, know that you're going to stand in it and not change your mind, is seen as key to really expanding your influence and your impact and your wealth. The third thing that I got out of step number 7 with the decision making was that you truly had to not listen to the opinions of others. Napoleon Hill in this chapter was very clear that you had a small group of people, which he kept calling his mastermind people, which really got it. So we'll get into that. Now, this second week I've referred to the mastermind. So you can't do it alone. But that very intimate group that knew what he was trying to get done and would stand with him and give him truth and yet balance. But he wasn't going around asking mom, dad, uncle, the drugstore checkout person. He was truly relying on himself and those that were in the trenches with him. So what about you? Do you have that burning desire and burning passion? I'll tell you mine. I can procrastinate sometimes. I know where I want to go, but I hesitate. And so I'm really taking that to heart. What do you need to do to move your dream forward in the lines of decisions? And what kind of habit around decision making do you need to put in place? What kind of practice? I'm curious. I'm trying to figure that out for myself. Have a great night.